you have to occupy?
Well, I'm interested in making a change, a societal change, a broad-based change, go to the fundamentals. And this is one movement that seems to be starting at the base. It's not arguing one particular issue. It's not going at issues that seem to be nitpicking. It seems to be striking at the broader foundation, the thing that actually needs to be changed in order for this country to move ahead. Being occupied, so to speak, with daily issues or state issues or federal issues, that certainly is where most of us seem to have our attention directed. But I don't think it is what will make the actual change that this country needs.
There are many things that bring me out to occupy. I will name a few. Economic injustice is the main one. Also, not just economic injustice, but in the medical area, there's many injustices there. Educational area, there's many injustices there. Just overall, there's so many injustices that need attention. And I feel that the only way we can bring attention to them is by people themselves getting involved, putting out their ideas, and debating things at places like this. And that's why I'm here at Occupy. Also in solidarity with Occupy Wall Street, who started all this, and it's nationwide and global now. I love Occupy. I mean, it's awesome. Seeing people interact, the vibe is awesome, and yeah, that's what brings me out to Occupy.
I think you should note that I'm more of an advocator than a protester. I do see a lot of things that need to be protested, but thinking forward, I think advocating is a better way to go. Protesting what has happened is certainly the mainstay of the movement. There are many, many, many things that we are outraged by, frustrated by, but I think in order to take that next step, we have to advocate where we want to go. So in that sense, although I'm part of the Occupy movement, I'm not so much a protester as an advocator.
Well, the problems of the country, I assume everybody knows. I mean, I hope that everybody knows that the corporations are controlling our government, you know, and like the Koch brothers and all these wealthy people, and I hope everybody understands the concept of the 99% versus the 1%. 1% own all the wealth, most of the wealth, you know, like 1% of the people own something like, I forget what it is, but like half the wealth of all the rest of the Americans combined. And it's that way all over the world. Thanks to us, thanks to Goldman Sachs, and those guys have spread this thing all over the world. Not that there wasn't income inequality before, there was, but the failures of national economies, you know, is thanks to our system imposing, you know, so imposing on them.
I don't think any of these people expected to be in the same room, but the financial machine out there has brought them all together in one way or another. Either they were financing a house, or they were financing a car, or they were just going ahead in what is now the American way of life, which is being financed in one way or another. And then suddenly they wound up without money. They wound up on credit cards which were pulled from them, and they didn't have the capital in order to move ahead. We think this is a capitalistic society where we can, according to rumor and according to the tale that this society is built on, that we can go out and start a business and create our own money. Well, that wasn't the case. We were sold goods. I don't mean that as if we were taken advantage of. Goods were put out there, they were interesting, we wanted them, but in order to buy them, since we didn't have enough money, we financed them. And as we financed them, we found out that that was as known. It was living beyond our means. And when that collapsed, we got caught. We could not move forward. And suddenly, we're all together in that one place that we couldn't move forward from. We're out of home, out of job, out of work, out of car, out of everything. And Now we're all together.
I like the idea of Occupy. You know, basically it's about taking back our country. You know, because basically it's controlled by a very small amount of very wealthy individuals who have taken over the country, wrecked the economy, and are continuing to take more and more money out of the hands of, you know, the 99%. And also our constitutional and civil rights seem to be eroding at the same time. And it's about time to turn it around, you know, and take back our country so that we have a socially equitable system where people have jobs and affordable medical care and, you know, all the other things that go along with it.
Stay active. The most important thing is building numbers, strengthen numbers, and stay active. This is a time to be active. You know, not to get depressed that, oh, you know, things are so bad. They are bad. People are losing their houses, you know, it's pretty bad. But just act with us, come with us, join us, and let's change this thing. We'll change it for the better.
I think that is the heart of the movement, is the frustration and not knowing the direction. Once upon a time, there was an article run in the LA Free Press, again looking back 40 years ago, where the society was called the Great Pissed Off Plurality. Now that sounds pretty much like today. We have that frustration, and part of that frustration is not knowing. We know we've been hurt. We know that we are at a place where we don't want to be. We know that there's people that we need to be angry with so that it doesn't happen again, but we really don't know where we need to go. And that is why I said that this movement strikes at the foundation. Something is going to have to change fundamentally, absolutely fundamentally, in order for us to be able, as a society, to be educated, to have good health care, to have a purpose in life, and to be productively employed. People want to work, and they want to enjoy everything that comes from that productivity. But honestly, I don't yet see that we have come to a point of agreement on how and where that's going to be.
You see, I'm a veteran of the Vietnam era, and we won that one, and we're going to win this one too. It's starting out slow, but it'll pick up momentum as more and more people get really sick and tired of seeing what's going on. And the level of corruption is just unbelievable. You see, like Wall Street, totally unregulated, just lying and cheating and stealing. It's gotten so bad now they're stealing from each other on Wall Street. But you know, it's about defending our democracy, coming out and standing up for it, you know, and not just sitting on the couch complaining about it. It's time to get out and do something about it and take back our country.
Just want to comment to people that have not come out to general assemblies and that are following the Occupy movement. Just don't be afraid to come out. I'm pretty sure that you yourselves have been in or are going through some kind of struggle economically, medically, or whatever. And just don't be afraid to come out and give us your feedback, your ideas, your struggle, and that's about it.
As to my thoughts about Wall Street, I have to say that that is as far away from me as New York is from the spot that I'm standing in. One of the good things about the Occupy movement is that it has been able to accommodate the concerns of the place in which you are. So if you're in this community, your concerns are different than in that community. Again, that angst is there, but the actions that they're taking, I read about them in the paper, and in a way I hope they read about the actions that we're taking here. So while there is a consensus that the movement should exist and it should become stronger and more spread throughout the country, every little town, as we are a little town, what one is doing compared to another one is not as important as that the entire nation understands that there is a voice that is speaking out and saying change, change now.